Now, there was actual bad news for the next game that I'm going to mention here. Suicide Squads, and I know you probably gonna have a lot to say about this.
Woo!
So yeah, Suicide Squads. For anybody know, the development team or Warner Brothers or whoever, they looked at it and was like, the backlash is too great. We need to pull this indefinitely. And so
Yeah.
it's just pulled indefinitely. I don't even know what they can do because they built it as a shooter. So it was like, you have to change his whole philosophy. You have to start from zero, in my opinion, if you're going to change
Yep.
it. Because the only reason people don't like it is because it's a shooter and because
Yep.
you're going to have like probably microtransactions and all that stuff. So I don't know what they
So
think they can do, but yeah, go ahead.
when you hear something's coming from the creators of the Arkham series, you're expecting this fantastic single player story driven, like character driven game where you really feel like these characters, not a generic 4-person looter shooter with microtransactions and live service elements. They said it's going to be released later this year. Some reports say it's going to be next year. If it is still coming out later this year, they said that they're polishing stuff. I don't think they can overhaul the full game by the like later this year. If it's coming out next year, then I feel like they'll try and remove live service elements, and we're gonna get a repeat of Gotham Knights, where you could tell something was removed, right? And there's something off about the game, and I think that's what it's gonna be. They messed up. Like, let's just be honest, they messed up. The two heads of Rocksteady, the people who got the Batman like Arkhamverse going, they left like
Yeah.
last year and everything, and it's just and they're gonna go start a smaller company, and what that tells me is their company got too large that there's too many influence and like business stuff going on that they want to start something small. Because then they get more creative control over it. So this game, it's like it's gonna be dead on arrival. Here's what they need to do, and I figured they need to just release this game as is, live
Yeah.
service and everything. Just Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, release it and let it fail. But then start working on a new Suicide Squad game that's what people actually want and call it the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. And
But they have
that
to
could be
change.
the
They
one.
might have to just change. They might have to take the Justice League out. They might have to
Nah,
just.
nah, you gotta do it that way. You just gotta add the word the in front to show that it's a whole new thing with a whole new development team that can actually be a good one and that should have been the first one to begin with.
I was
Then we
just
should have
kind
something in
of.
terms of like just a mythological one called the Rocksteady cut that like that somebody keeps arguing should be released and everything, and it won't get released.
Until they release it in like box view, and it's
Yeah,
not
and then it can go out
widescreen,
of
and
box.
then you just got to watch it that way or play it that way. I was like
But
really shocked that they thought it was gonna work to begin with. It just seemed like
yeah,
they were looking at. I think this was a superhero thing in general because almost all of them had this type of thing going on where they were like heavily relying on microtransactions. They thought they were just gonna milk the fan base dry, and
we're
you could
not having it.
argue the MCU probably has something to do with it because they were looking at all their numbers. It was like, yo, even their side movies are doing billions of dollars in the box office. So they was just thinking, yo, we about to retire early, and we all gonna come
Well,
out
like,
with this game.
what I keep saying is even with that though, it's like if you look at the games,
Yeah,
right, and everything, it was like the Infamous series did great.
yeah,
The Batman Arkham series did great, and then Marvel's Avengers did horribly. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, which is a single player campaign, didn't do as well, but it got some of the stink from Avengers. But everyone
yeah,
who's played it has said it's been a fantastic game. Then Gotham Knights didn't do well, and you could tell that that had live service stuff in it. And then they're releasing Suicide Squad, which the problem is when everyone looks at it at best, they say this looks like a fusion of Marvel's Avengers and Anthem, which is two failed games. Like that's not good that was your inspiration for it. Uh so it's just they and it's again that whole thing where it's you have four characters who are vastly different from each other, but
yeah.
you have to design every level to be so bland and generic that any of the four could do it. That was the Marvel's Avengers issue. Like, I would rather there be parts of the level that I can't access because I chose to be the wrong person. Because then at least there's a replayability thing. It's like, oh, here's this thing that's underwater. Dang, next time I'll come back as King Shark. Or here's this thing in the air that Captain Boomerang and King Shark can't get to. Deadshot can because he has the jetpack. Or maybe Harley Quinn can like parkour her way up there to eventually get it. Cool. And I played King Shark, so I'm going to have to come back as one of those two. Like, that would have been much better than generic city. Like, I don't know. It's just...
I just don't know how do you change it if you had it designed to be a shooter.
Like, they won't. I don't think they will. It's just going to be... They keep saying polish. Yeah. I honestly think they might just add a few more stuff into the game that was going to be the live service part. And then make less things you have to pay for, so more things you can earn in game. That's honestly what I think it is.
That's what all of them should be, if that's the case. But
yep.
I mean,
they need to stop trying to milk everything. I'm like, not everything can just be Fortnite and Call of Duty. Stop trying to find the new one. Release a solid just game and call it a day. It's okay to make a solid single player game. Or if you really want to design this as a 4-player game, make all the characters distinct so you have to bring 4 people and everything because, again, you need King Shark and Deadshot to go do something. Like, make it that way. Don't follow this live service. They're just because they're not even trying. I think that's the issue is for these live service games, they're not fun. They're all very boring and generic. And then it's just like, oh, but buy this super cool volcano costume because it's only going to be in the store for 2 days. So either pay us money or grind the level over and over and over again until you can get this. And it's just like, there's no replayability. Like, I don't know. It's stupid.
It just seems silly that it was going to be more of an indefinite delay. It's just,
yeah.
I don't know.
And I think that's another thing. It's hard to justify, like, I don't know, for a superhero game. Like, it's just crazy because Spider-Man did so well. And it's just like, why are you not doing that? Like, Spider-Man and Arkham have done well. And you're just like, nah, we want that Call of Duty money. It's like, you're not going to get it from the superhero stuff. And it's just... the RPG elements of we need to equip this certain thing because it has these certain numbers, I don't think that works for a superhero game. Right? Yeah. Like
whoever's Batman out there playing
get better because he put on a different shirt. Like a different color shirt. It's weird. I don't know.
Anybody playing Fortnite or anybody playing Roblox, they're not gonna budge. No. That's something that the industry just needs to understand at this point. They're literally not gonna budge. They're going to stay there if that's what they want to play. They're not going to budge. You're not going to compete with that. It's too big at this moment. You can't compete with it. All you can do is just make your own thing and be original. And it seems like they're taking, original franchises and just making them unoriginal. So as long as they have that philosophy, it don't matter how long you delay it. It's going to always be that bad. It is what it is.